You're watching ESPN's Feast Week presented by Lowe's. This is the Shriners Children's Charleston Classic. Up first, number 22 St. Bonaventure takes on the Broncos of Boise State. We begin a tremendous next few days of basketball here in Charleston, South Carolina. Tim, what stands out to this field about
Well, if Joey Brackets were here today, he'd say a lot of these teams are going to be in the NCAA tournament because they're quality basketball on both sides of the bracket, excellent coaching, great program builders, and really strong defense from top to bottom.
Hello, everybody. Derek Jones and Tim Welsh with you. Charleston, South Carolina, the site. St. Bonaventure ranked for the first time since 1971. What do they bring to the table?
Well, they bring to the table a lot of the fans. It feels like the Riley Center in here. The Bonnie's fans have traveled down to Charleston, and for good right, because this team is excellent. 5 starters returning from a great team a year ago that won the A-10 championship, and a team that probably and most likely will go deep in the NCAA tournament, in my opinion. And Boise State, Leon Rice has been there now 12 years. He's done a great job with this program. They've got length, they're strong in the paint, and they're going to run up and down, shoot a lot of threes. So Bonnie's has to get back on defense and make it a half-court game.
Second all-time meeting between St. Bonaventure and Boise State. These two teams postseason play last March. St. Bonaventure advancing to the NCAA tournament, winning the Atlantic 10 title. Boise State reaching the NIT, losing in the quarterfinal round to Memphis. And as Tim hit on, this crowd, this is supposed to be a neutral site game. There is nothing neutral about this crowd, Tim.
Well, it's always beautiful to be in Olean in the spring and in the summer and in the fall. But in November, if you get a chance to come down and watch your great team play in Charleston, South Carolina for a weekend, why not? And all the credit in the world for these fans coming down here. And I've been down to this tournament about 3 or 4 times. I've never heard a team be greeted with boos before in this tournament. It's great to feel the energy.
The Bonnies control to start it out. Kyle Lofton. We'll go through the starters here momentarily for St. Bonaventure. Entry pass off the backstop and out of bounds. Let's take a look at the starting 5 for the Broncos. Marcus Shaver Jr., Devonair Dugtreve, Emmanuel Akot, Abu Kijab, and Mladen Armush.
Akot playing the point at 6'8". He's going to do this. He's going to try to take Bonnie's guards down low and post them up right at the rim.
Outside Dugtreve. Corner 3, grazing the rim. Armush, his putback off the top of the backboard and out of bounds. And Tim, this is a matchup between two teams struggling to shoot the basketball, definitely more so on the side of the Broncos.
Well, the Broncos had a problem in their recent game at Cal Irvine. I think Leon Rice said we got good shots, we just didn't make them. So we're going to look to push the ball. Look for St. Bonaventure to play a lot of matchup zone against all that size.
Welch catch and shoot, misses. The Broncos on the move.
Mark Schmidt said we have to play defense and keep the ball above the foul line, not letting Boise get into the gaps.
Still looking for our first bucket of the game. Armush, left-handed drive, can't finish, tipped out. Lofton at the controls.
A good drive, took it right to the shot blocker, just couldn't finish.
Backing down, Jalen Attaway. He can't connect, loose. And the Broncos back to it with Kijab. Outside 3, that's off. Tipped out of bounds. And there we get a look at Mark Schmidt, 15th season with St. Bonaventure, and he's done a tremendous job.
He's done an unbelievable job, and the administration at St. Bonaventure has done an unbelievable job supporting him, keeping him happy, making it an elite program in the Atlantic 10. And he said, don't talk to me about leaving. I love it here.
The 2-time A-10 Coach of the Year, trying to get his team back into the NCAA tournament. Oshuniyi drops it in.
Well, Oshuniyi, the thing about him, he's known for his defense's ability to clog the paint on one end, but an improved offensive player.
Only played 13 minutes in the win over Canisius, but in the mix here early on.
They do a great job offensively, spacing the floor, giving him some room to roam in the paint.
And a steal, nearly. Lofton couldn't totally take it away. Shaver racing ahead, his runner can't hit. Player control foul will go the other way. Oshaniyi drawing the charge.
Oshaniyi does one thing, he blocks shots, but very rarely do you ever see a guy who can block shots do that. Give his body up. Usually the shot blocker waits for the ball to come to him and then protects the rim, but he comes out, gives his body up, takes a charge.
Boise State has missed on their first 5 field goals as Shaver picks up his first foul.
This is what Bonnie's does very well, run their sets to precision.
Key jab battling, and last touch, they say, by the Broncos. The officials today, Ted Valentine, Tim Clardy, and Jeb Hartness.
Teddy V right on the call. Good call.
Lofton gets the drop from Oshaniyi. Lofton. Oshaniyi. Hook shot, right hand, trickles in.
He doesn't need much time or space down in the box. He's got that really soft, feathery touch over the top, the little jump hook.
If you walk around in the arena, nearby hotels, you'll see a t-shirt that says Shoon Squad, paying a tribute to Oshaniyi. The reverse layup missing, tipped outside, maintained by the Broncos.
He's playing with that bulky back, but he looks like he's moving very well so far.
Armush, his drive, and a foul. This will be charged to the Bonnies. And Attaway, that'll be his first.
Well, good job on the pick and roll. Armush just rolled to the rim, and you see what a physical presence is. They list him at 240, which I'm not sure the scales in Boise are that accurate. He is a beast, and he's all muscle. He's got good, quick feet, and he can finish at the rim. And it's a good matchup tonight in the middle. Him and Oshaniyi playing down in the paint. That time Oshaniyi lost track of Armush out on the perimeter. He gave a little bit too much help on the pick and roll.
12th season for head coach Leon Rice for Boise State. We had a great chat with him yesterday.
Well, there's not many guys I like talking to, and both these guys are terrific guys, but Leon Rice is always smiling. He's a glass half full type of guy, always. And he was analyzing his own coaching in the loss at Cal Irvine. The first thing he said, that you're not too smart going up and playing at Cal Irvine, but that's how you get better throughout the season. He's learning his team. He's learning what his rotations will be, and that's why they're at this tournament as well.
Beautifully done by Attaway. Jalen Attaway, Coach Schmidt said he was among the most improved players on this team for the Bonnies.
He's a mismatch nightmare because he can go down low. He's physical in the paint, but he also has great moves out on the wing, off the bounce, and catch and shoot as well.
6-1 Bonnies lead. Broncos still looking for their first field goal. Ball tipped to Acott. Fadeaway Jay, contested. Rebound taken by Holmes.
Bonnie's defense is airtight right now, not allowing anything, contesting and helping.
Lofton missed, but back outside to Attaway. 5-point lead early on for the Bonnies. Backdoor cut, layup in. Oshaniyi with a beautiful feed to Jaron Holmes.
Well, what a treasure that is. Shot blocker, improved offensive player, takes charges, and can drop dimes from the high post.
Bonnies have hit on 4 of their last 6 from the field, and we'll get a foul. Out of the timeout, 7-point lead for St. Bonaventure. The Charleston Classic rolls on. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere. Dollar General, where you save time and money every day. And Popeye's new nuggets. They come in piece, 8-piece. St. Bonaventure leading it 8-1. Derek Jones and Tim Welsh with you. The Shriners Children's Charleston Classic. And Tim, you look at St. Bonaventure, it's a small school, but they've been able to do a lot of damage here in the A-10 as of late.
Well, just great tradition going back to the 70s with, of course, the famous Bob Lanier. I put him on my list of famous alumni as well. And the Atlantic 10, just a tremendous conference. And, you know, the A-10 looking this year like, you know, obviously St. Bonaventure is going to rise above everyone else, and we'll talk about some of the other teams later, but Mark Schmidt keeping this group together is really kind of the unknown in college basketball, and with the transfer portal and everything else going on, to keep these guys to come back for one last year, one last run together is pretty special, and I think they all know how special it could be.
Lucas Milner among those in. Now for the Broncos, Acott puts it on the deck. Outside, straight on three, that hits. First field goal of the game, a three from Emmanuel Acott, and they needed that. They have not shot the ball well from deep through the first 2 games this season.
Well, Acott is tough because he can get into the lane. He's got that length at 6'8", but you give him a little space, he can knock it down.
Step back Jay hits from Abdul Karim Coulibaly.
Coulibaly, the transfer from Pitt. High percentage at Pittsburgh. Just a nice find for Mark Schmidt in the transfer portal. Just come in and be the backup big.
To the blocks for Milner. Outside, Rice. Straight on three. Catches iron out of bounds. Bonnie's ball.
See, you give him a little bit of space. He comes off that little pitch down, and Holmes doesn't get tight enough. And, you know, he's tough because he can create space. He'll go by you off the bounce. He'll get all the way to the rim at 6'8". He's got those long arms, and you see how strong he is, but the pull-up pop also available.
6-point edge for the Bonnies. Outside the Lofton. Long jumper connects. Lofton showing the rhythm early on, averaging 17 points per game. Largest lead for the Bonnies at 8.
Well, Kyle Lofton, that's what he's been doing in the offseason, working on that jumper just to be more consistent from the perimeter. And he's got a complete game.
Armish with an air ball.
This is what makes St. Bonaventure so tough, that Mark Schmidt will just use that depth and space the floor and attack.
Attack. Timeout. Boise State 6-0 run for the Bonnies. 10-point lead. Backdoor feed to the senior. .6-0 run for the Bonnies. They lead at 14-4. Derek Jones and Tim Welsh with you. The Shriners Children's Charleston Classic quarterfinal round action. How does Boise State try to stop this momentum?
Well, they're going to have to maybe switch up some defense. They don't play a lot of zone, but they're going to have to get back and protect. I think they're overplaying a little bit too much on the wing. Challenge Bonaventure to make some outside shots. And, you know, not just the medium range, but give them a little bit more room on the perimeter. They're so quick. They space the court. They run their stuff. So you can't overplay.
Max Rice, the son of head coach Leon Rice, in the mix as Shaver can't bank it in. Ormouche is fouled, and he'll go to the line for a pair.
That time Bonaventure did a good job of helping on the drive to the rim, but they did not rotate down on the backside and left Ormouche wide open for the putback. You've got to put at least one, probably two bodies on him to keep him off the glass.
His first free throw is good. Linton Brown picks up the foul. 6'10", 235 out of Serbia. That's good as well. When the NIT took place, In the game where Boise State was eliminated against Memphis, his parents had to stay up until 3 a.m. out in Serbia to watch a game that started on the East Coast at roughly 9 p.m. Lofton, one-legged runner, just trickled out. Key jab. Back around the perimeter. Key jab, surveying, can't score.
Now this is just textbook man-to-man defense by Bonnie as they move on the pass. They're in great position on the help side, and then they converge on the basketball for the rebound.
Lofton three. Armouche rebound.
That's what I would do if I was Boise. I'd lay off a little bit and see if Bonaventure will take some ill-advised threes and then try to get them in transition.
Boise State has missed on 10 of their first 11 shots from the field. Armouche working. Can't get it done. Great contest down low by Coulibaly. Lofton's runner, no good, but he's fouled. 8-point advantage for St. Bonaventure from Charleston, South Carolina.
Behind me now is the Arthur Revenell Jr. Bridge. It's also known as the Bridge. It hangs over the Cooper River and it connects Charleston with Mount Pleasant. It's over 1,500 feet long and it opened in 2005.
You'll be seeing a lot of Alec throughout the next few days as a part of this Shriners Children's Charleston Classic. We get a look at the field, the final on Sunday at 7:30 on ESPN. Tim, there's a lot of experience here in this field, a lot of good teams.
Well, when you look at these teams, and we watched them all practice yesterday and what they've done so far this season, it's going to be a great tournament. There's no doubt about it. West Virginia's very young, but they've got experience in the backcourt. Marquette with a great win the other night over Illinois at home. Clemson, I think, is excellent. I think Brad Brownell is one of the best coaches in the country, and kind of very, very underrated because he doesn't go out and look for the acclaim. And Temple's got some strong players up front and in the backcourt, and they gave USC all they wanted the other night. So it's just going to be a fun weekend. As always, you know, this tournament always has a special field.
We'll have Clemson and Temple next as the Hillside, New Jersey product strokes in the first free throw. If you're just joining us, it's been a strong run by St. Bonaventure throughout. Slow start from the field for Boise State. 10-point lead. Shaver Jr. at the controls for the Broncos. Good ball movement right down the lane, but a contest by Oshuniyi. Holmes, his layup is too strong. Loose ball, tipped back outside.
That time, St. Bonaventure was playing the matchup zone. They extended out, but they have the shot blocker to protect all their defensive reaches on the perimeter.
Back right down the floor is Linton Brown.
Linton Brown is known the guy who can make shots, but that time just flying on the wing. And St. Bonaventure just a great job of being unselfish and a hit ahead.
Biggest lead of the game for the Bonnies. Step back jumper by Dutrieve is good.
They've got to try to loosen that defense up, and did a pretty good job, Boise, of moving the ball around the perimeter. But St. Bonaventure's defense it's been few and far between that Boise got an open look.
Lofton with 6 so far. Lofton with an open seam. And the ball off the hands of Oshuniyi. And the follow down the floor leads to a foul.
Good job by Dutrieve. Really, there was nothing there, and Holmes was doing a good job just retreating and trying to avoid contact while protecting the rim, but Dutrieve did a good job kind of initiating the contact when Holmes was off balance.
First foul on Holmes. Dutrieve out of Dallas, Texas. Hits on the first free throw.
It's like a drop in the bucket for Leon Rice, that recruiting trip, compared to some of the other places he's had to go to find players. And this goes back to when Leon Rice was Mark Few's assistant at Gonzaga, and we all know that success they've had with international players, and he's kept that connection hot.
There's a lot of international talent here as we get a turnover. That pass wide of Lofton on both sides. And talking to both Coach Rice and Coach Schmidt, they know the importance of having this international pipeline. It's a different way to recruit.
There's no doubt about it. I mean, we all know the world in the last 20 years has become stronger at this game. Better coaches, better youth programs, better development with skills at a younger age. So try to take advantage. Everyone knows the next step when you come here, if you're good, is the NBA, and Leon has produced a lot of NBA players.
Open three from Dutrieve is good. Coming into this game, they're only shooting 16% from three.
Well, what's happened, Derek, in the last 4 or 5 minutes, I think Boise has kind of adjusted to the quickness of St. Bonaventure. St. Bonaventure kind of came out and stunned them early. But now they've settled down on the offensive end. They're taking their time. They're not rushing their shots. They're waiting for St. Bonaventure to make even the smallest of errors.
Acot's path to the rim cut off. Dutrieve. Now Acot. Check by Holmes. Fade away. Count it.
Acot is tough. 6'8". They're going to have to give him some help. When he drives that ball in the lane against Holmes, he's got a big height advantage. They may have sent a double at him.
The three is in from Linton Brown. So the counter is a tray and a lead of 8.
Well, Linton Brown is known as a shooter. He hasn't made one yet this year or even attempted one, but you see he's got a great stroke. Real important piece coming in off the bench for Mark Schmidt.
Long two from Acot, missing. 3-on-3 basketball. Now everyone else filters back down the floor.
It's your pull up. That's tough. Yes, sir, Sean.
Jumper up. Ocean E cannot connect. Almost tips the ball there. But banked in that time. Tyson Dagenhart with a bucket.
Good job by Dagenhart too. Timing over the top, but here's why St. Bonaventure, Derek, is so tough, because they can play a lot of different ways. They can push the ball in transition. They're excellent at that, but in the half court, very precise with their sets.
Lofton tries to split the defenders, does so, and scores.
They waited, they cleared out. They had some misdirection, false action on the weak side, and Lofton didn't need much, just a little space to get in that lane for the runner.
Shaver Jr. to the foul line, and a foul. 7:13 left to go in the first half. St. Bonaventure's up by 4. Stay tuned.
Everyone in the Atlantic 10 knows what a special player Kyle Lofton is, but this year, the national focus will be on him as one of the elite guards in America. He can do so many different things on the floor. Terrific on-ball defender, but gets in the lane, unselfish, has that great little floater, an improved perimeter shooter, and will keep getting better because Mark Schmidt said he just lives in the gym. But a guy that just came back for this special senior year because he knew there was a special group of players around him.
He also enjoys eating Swedish fish before games. It's not bad.
Whatever he's doing the right thing.
It's working for him, that's for sure. Preseason all A-10 team. Shaver Jr. hits from 3. They have certainly heated up. 5 of their last 8. They started 1 of their first 12 shooting the basketball.
Well, they're getting the ball reversed on the offensive end of the floor, and also they're taking it into the gaps, and St. Bonaventure is doing a little bit too much over-helping and allowing that driving kick to the perimeter.
Welch three, that misses. Key jab board, and off go the Broncos.
You see Boise, their philosophy on offense is just space the floor and try to drive it into the gap. At that time, Acott, a little forearm extension caught by Jeb Hartness.
That's the first on Acott.
He just shoves Lofton down. He kind of lowered his shoulder. He was trying to get in position to post up. He's the point guard, but he knows he has that size advantage down low. He's going to try to post up Lofton on the box.
Five-point lead for the Bonnies. Lofton gets a step, gets to the rim, gets blocked. It went off of his arm. It'll go over to Boise State. So good defensive play made there.
Well, we all know Lofton is a load to handle one-on-one, so you've got to be ready to help quickly. And that time the help was a little bit late, but Lofton got caught off balance underneath the board.
And a foul on the approach to the rim. Attaway will pick up the infraction. That's number 2 on Attaway and team foul 6 against the Bonnies.
Boise State's tough to handle. They all combine their length and physicality, but they're pretty quick with the basketball. And Leon Rice's teams have always done a good job of moving the ball without the dribble from side to side, spacing it, getting it quickly passed from one side of the floor to the other.
Dutrieve, who's played well here in this first half. Key jab diving in, and a blocking foul called. It'll be picked up by Kyle Lofton.
Here again, Boise doing a great job of spacing the floor. They're playing 5 out from corner to corner, and they really do a good job of moving the ball from one baseline to the other. And Kitab just put his head down and got all the way to the rim.
That's 2 on Lofton. Key jab 50% from the line this year. Saturday we'll have another giant game in the Big Ten. Number 7 Michigan State takes on number 4 Ohio State at the Shoe in Columbus for first place in the Big Ten East. It's a noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific start on ABC and the ESPN app right after College Game Day on ESPN.
Michigan still has a little life with that Michigan State loss. And Iowa State, though, looks to still be the power here. A little press.
They keep it in bounds to Acott. Now Shaver Jr. for 3. Can't get it. Key jab keeps it alive. Good work here by the Broncos. Key jab opens up some room and hits the jumper. May have gotten away with a little forearm extension there.
Key jab is 6'7". He kind of plays like a guard, but another, just like Acott, can don't go down low and back you in at 6'7" and powerful, 220.
The 12-point lead down to 2. Into the lane, stripped, gets it back. Layup, back to the basket is in. Aaron Holmes.
He was not to be denied on that one. He kind of got caught off balance with his back to the baseline, but he kind of twisted and turned and found a way to knife it in.
Part of the A-10 all-academic team. 4-point lead for the Bonnies. 4:40 left to go first half.
Bonnie's in their matchup zone now, and Boise's really spacing the court, looking for those gaps to try to dribble, drive, and kick it.
Dutrieve double clutches and misses wildly. Bonnie's fans thought he traveled there.
Leon Rice did not like that look. They've got to be more patient against that zone.
NBA 3 from Welch, a box out, but a foul. Key jab, working down low against Oshuniyi, and that leads to a whistle.
Well, you better have had a big breakfast this morning to play in this game and stretched out and been in the weight room or whatever, because it is physical at the rim.
That's the first on key jab. Max Rice back in. There'll be a side out here coming up for the Bonnies. Their momentum in this game has slowed after a quick start. Lofton finds Welch for three. No good. Key jab board. Acott, he'll try straight on three and hit. Emmanuel Acott cuts the lead to 1.
Bonnie's got kind of confused in transition, and nobody came out to the perimeter to guard Acott.
9-2 run for the Broncos. The lead at 1 point, 12. Quadri Adams. Out to Lofton. Now Brown. Cut off at the baseline. Jumper way off. The rebound grabbed for a moment by Welch. But a foul coming up against Dutrieve. 1 point lead for the Bonnies. More in a moment. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Lowe's and PlayStation. Play has no limits. Thank you, guys. A lot of basketball being played here in the state of South Carolina, Tim. Myrtle Beach Invitational, hot and heavy right now.
Well, interesting to see Porter Mosier's first year at Oklahoma taking over Lon Kruger. You know how he establishes himself with that program. There's no doubt about it. He's going to be a keeper there at Oklahoma. But interesting, his old school, Loyola of Chicago, has announced this week that they're moving to the Atlantic 10. Just a great move by the Atlantic 10 to bring in a terrific program that, as we all know, but also get into the Chicago market. And Mark Schmidt was talking about it yesterday. It helps all the teams because now they can expand their recruiting base.
That was the second, by the way, on Dutrieve for Boise State. 1 point game. Bonnie's led by as much as 12. Holmes cuts into the lane at a shot blocked by Omouche. 2-on-2, Acott. Almost a beautiful layup. Max Rice can't follow. And the rebound retrieved by Welch of the Bonnies.
Great job by Max Rice just on the follow-up. He was sprinting down, anticipating the tough miss, and just couldn't bring it home.
Ball deflected and stolen by Rice. So Rice has come in and made a few nice plays here. Off the bench for the Broncos. Shaver Jr. open for three. Can't hit, but gets his own miss. But he stepped out of bounds.
Well, both teams are just playing extremely hard. A little slippage there on the sideline, but all the threes that have been missed today, you better chase down those deep rebounds, although Boise's shooting the ball much better than they have in their first 2 games of the year.
The Bonnies have missed on 4 straight. Holmes hangs in the air, can't get it to go. Browns follows too strong. Holmes again, he gets fouled. He'll go to the line for a pair of free throws.
Now this is why Jaron Holmes and Kyle Lofton just put the fear of life in every team they play. They're not afraid to go in there and battle, stick their nose into the big's chest, and keep fighting until they get to the free throw line.
Holmes and Lofton are tied for the team lead in scoring, by the way, for the season, averaging 17 points apiece. That's number 2 on Shaver. As the fouls racking up on both sides.
Well, Boise's got back in this game first and foremost by they just established themselves just to slow down. Okay, they took the first hit. They said, oh, wait a minute, this team is really quick. And sometimes when you play a team like that, it takes you a few minutes to figure out what's going to work and how you're going to play in the offensive end of the floor. And then defensively, they've done a much better job of not overplaying, giving up the back doors or the easy drives to the rim.
2-point lead for the Bonnies after 1 out of 2 from Holmes. Rice for 3, it's blocked. by the man they call Shoon. Lofton rips it away. Welch hops in. Holmes sweeps a pass outside. Brown 3. Rattles out. And we will get a foul here. It's like against. Or maybe not.
Well, he on that last possession, I think that makes him so special. We've talked about it before. The ability to block shots at the rim, the ability to pass, the ability to take charges, and also extend all the way out to the three-point line to block a shot. He's got great feet. He has great timing with his shot blocking, but his ability to go from one spot to another, almost like a guard.
Making a correction on the clock, down to 127.
Bonnie's in their 3-2 matchup. They're extending out, daring Boise just to take it into the paint to the shot blocker.
Acott. Down to the post for Armush. Shot clock to 7. Acott. Contested 3 is good over Lofton.
Lofton was right up in his grill on his shoe tops, but giving up about 5 inches, and those long arms of Acott, the contest barely bothered him.
The first lead of the day for Boise State at 29-28. They have rallied after a very slow start. They missed on 11 of their first 12 shots from the field. Now they lead it by 1. And what's been the difference here, Tim?
Well, it's been their three-point shooting and their ability to find clean looks. Earlier in the game, the quickness of St. Bonaventure bothered Boise, but now Boise has been playing almost 5 out on the perimeter, and they're just moving the ball from side to side, whether it's against the matchup zone or man-to-man. They're pushing the ball in transition, but their three-point shooting has been very good. You see how spaced the floor is, and that's very difficult to defend if you have an array of guys that not only can make shots, but have the ability to find open men on the weak side.
A long backcourt that can make plays, and that three-point shooting, you see these slow starts from teams over the first few games, and talking to Coach Schmidt and Coach Rice, they both thought their teams were ready to get out of that and break out of that rut, and that's happened here for Boise State, who lead it now by 1. No field goals in over 4 minutes. That will continue for the Bonnies.
It was a good look by Dominic Welch, just couldn't knock it down. And right now, Bonnie's they've got to be a little bit more physical in the lane. And that time, Acott again with the cut.
And Acott will go to the stripe here. It'll be a 1-and-1 on the way. That's number 2 against Welch.
Well, we talked about Boise, how they're attacking this zone, and sometimes they go without a high post. They'll go 5 out from corner to corner on the perimeter and just trying to move the ball and find a gap or an open spot on the weak side. But that time, Acott saw the middle open up, and he just flash cut right into the middle of the paint, and they found him at the rim.
The All-Mountain West selection hits the free throw. It is a 3-point lead, 31-28 for the Broncos. Largest lead of the game. And a foul picked up as that time Kejab caught reaching.
Well, that's what Boise was doing at the beginning of this game, and St. Bonaventure made them pay by driving into the gaps, getting to the rim, backdoor cuts. So they've got to not overextend on the perimeter, because if you overextend on Holmes and Lofton and Attaway and Welch, they will make you pay. They are very unselfish and very crafty with the basketball, and a very good passing team.
This is part of a 25-10 run for Boise State with just 20 seconds remaining in the first half as Holmes cuts into it with a free throw. So Holmes now with 6.
Bonnie's may throw a little three-quarter court press on Boise just to make them think about it. And fall back into their matchup zone. They're extending it out on the top.
Shot clock turned off, 1 point lead for the Broncos.
Adams, a terrific defender out at the point.
Acott lets it go. Trickles out, but tipped in. Tipped in by Tyson Dagenhart. So he puts it home, and that extends the lead back out to 3. And they'll look at this for sure.
Well, St. Bonaventure was so extended on the perimeter that just becomes a fight of who can get the inside position first. And Dagenhart just runs in from the dead corner, and Welch loses sight of him, doesn't put a body on him, and Boise again with the extra effort.
They continue to look it over. And if this does stand, this will tie the largest lead of the game for Boise State as we get another look.
See Dominic Welch, he's watching the ball, the flight of the ball, instead of watching the man that he's supposed to be in position to defend and block out, and Dagenhart makes him pay.
And they will count it. So Boise State, what a run to end the first half. Now let's send you to the E-Trade halftime report. Back to the studio.
All right, Derek.
You're watching ESPN's Feast Week presented by Lowe's. This is the Shriners Children's Charleston Classic at the half. Boise State leading St. Bonaventure 33-30. And a very intriguing first half of basketball. The winner of this game will move on to semifinal round action on Friday to take on the winner of Clemson versus Temple, Marquette, Ole Miss, Elon, West Virginia on the way later on tonight as well. Derek Jones and Tim Welsh back with you. And Tim, as we take a look at this first half, my goodness, a tale of two halves.
There's no doubt about it. And what I took from this first half is that both these teams are very, very good. They're physical, they're well coached. They know what they're doing on both ends of the floor with 5 people playing together as one. But this game was really a tale of two halves, as you said, because Bonnie's came out, started. They established themselves down low. They got the ball into the paint. They attacked. Boise State probably over-pressured to start the game. Then they made some adjustments. But if you over-pressure St. Bonaventure, they're going to make you pay with backdoor cuts, dribble drives into the gap. But then Boise kind of adjusted their game, not only defensively but offensively. They got used to the pressure of St. Bonaventure. They spaced the floor. They attacked the zone with precision, and they made shots. You've got to make the shots once you have them. And they didn't do that in their previous game against Cal Irvine, but they started getting loose and feeling confident. Manuel Acott was very special. The 6'8" point guard was really hard to handle for St. Bonaventure. They're going to have to make some adjustments in the second half on how they play and defend Acott.
So the beginning of this game, St. Bonaventure led by as much as 12, 18-6. It was Boise State who missed 10 of their first 11, actually 11 of their first 12, and then basically the same finish for St. Bonaventure at the end of the first half.
And all told, it was a good half of basketball. And I think, obviously, Leon Rice is feeling better about his team. And Mark Schmidt, I'm sure, will make some adjustments on how they defend Boise in the half court.
Acott can't open up the half with a jumper, but an offensive rebound. Dutrieve has his progress cut off. Foul line Jay, Shaver Jr. Contested, saved by Welch. And the Bonnie's going to stop the start.
As I said to you at halftime, Derek, off the air, Boise State, it's not surprising they came back back in this game. You know, they've been on the big stage. They play in the Mountain West, which is a terrific conference, and Leon Rice has been through a lot of battles over his career, so he's going to keep his team composed and make adjustments in game.
The flip down low and the jam by Chu.
And now you see St. Bonaventure making adjustments and really doing a good job of being patient, waiting for Boise to make a mistake and then finding the open man on the backside. There's the drive and dish, a little two-man game. Oshunyi slips the screen and then Punches it home.
That's the third foul that'll be charged to Jalen Attaway. So Attaway in a bit of a pickle right now from the foul perspective. Key jab at the stripe, sinks the first.
It was a really good set by St. Bonaventure. One of many that Mark Schmidt has in his playbook, but it's just a simple ball reversal in a two-man game with the weak side action kind of being false action to draw the defense, and it's like playing in your driveway, 2-on-2 basketball.
3-point lead again for Boise State.
Soft pressure just to see if St. Bonaventure might bite and make a mistake.
Attaway with the drop to Holmes. Oshaniyi working against Armouche. Goes up, stopped, and the shot clock violation takes place. He couldn't get it off and retrieve it in time.
Well, Oshun is the better offensive player, much improved. But here you see 1, 2, 3 dribbles before he makes his move. And with every dribble, the defense shrinks and closes in on him. He's got to make a quicker decision to get to the rim.
Baseline for Kijab, and hits.
That's frustrating for the defenders. Attaway, they're in there on him, but the size factor is big factor when they drive into the gaps. They just shoot over the top of the St. Bonaventure defenders.
Biggest lead of the game for the Broncos. Step back, fade away, connects. Attaway, nicely done by Jalen Attaway.
Well, you see why they call him the X Factor. He was a little frustrated on the last play. Defensively, they thought he was in great position. He still got scored on, but he came right back at Boise, and that time caused a turnover.
That ball hit off of Kijab. Bonnie's take control again.
Well, that's why this team is built for the long haul. Every player on St. Bonaventure knows their role.
To the high post. Lofton, player control foul, picked up. And now some extracurriculars on each side. And what will be the takeaway out of this?
I think Tim Clockerty teed up Kijab. I think Kijab got in the face of Kyle Lofton after that offensive foul and did a little taunting. Now this is a good play defensively by Boise and a bad play offensively. Lofton had nowhere to go down low, and then Kijab just kind of bumps him twice. And that's a good call by Tim Clockerty. Leon Rice doesn't like it, but he's got to talk to Kijab. That's something you don't need, especially when you've got a 3-point lead.
And with this crowd being the way that it is, being heavily on the side of St. Bonaventure, you don't want that momentum to pick up and get this team energized.
Well, the thing about this game, the other night we did Pittsburgh and West Virginia, and that was an uneven game because both teams offensively weren't playing that well, but defensively they were up in each other's face, and it got chippy, and it got a little dirty in the second half. This game, both teams have been playing extremely hard on the defensive end, making good moves on the offensive end at times, but it's never got over the top. It's been over the top. Now that time, Kijab, that's really totally unnecessary for him to get back in the face of Lofton. Lofton's a great player. Just move on, play on. You've got the ball. Be happy about it.
And if anything, in the case of the officials, you want to try to stop things from escalating further.
Absolutely, you got to call that. That's, the officials are instructed. You can't pass on something like that because then the next time it's going to get even uglier.
That's the third against Lofton, who offensively has slowed down here since the first half. He hasn't scored since the 7-minute mark of the first half.
And that might have been a little bit of a frustration play by Kyle Lofton because he has not shot the ball well from the perimeter, and he hasn't really had many opportunities from the perimeter because the length of Boise has bothered him, and he just got caught off balance. And then I think Kijab might have been coming in just to give his teammates some support, and he had to run into Lofton, but you got to see who's out there in your path. You just can't run people over.
Getting the explanation is Lofton only gets 1 out of 2. So what's the explanation?
Well, Tim Clocker came over and said exactly what we thought. It's an unsporting foul, unsporting technical on Kejab, and it's a team foul for Boise and a personal on Kejab as well.
So a lot to unpack there. It's still a lead for Boise State at 2, 37-35, just underway, second half. Thanks for joining us here today as a part of a big day of college hoops on ESPN2.
Yeah, Rice wants the arm bar called on Jaron Holmes as Acott tries to back him in to post up.
3-ball up, that rattles out. And the rebound grab by the Bonnies. Holmes gets the feed, drifts over, left side, runner. Can't get it to go. Oshaniyi with the follow, and he's fouled.
Oshaniyi, I thought Holmes was looking to throw the lob, and he never got in position to catch the lob, and instead he just threw it up on the rim, and you've got to drive him out. Those long arms. Armush had the inside position, but those long arms can do a lot of damage on both ends.
It is Ormush's second. Or check that, his first. And this free throw will tie the game if it connects, and it does not. 1 point lead still for Boise State at 37-36. Shaver Jr. to the rim. Can't get it to go, tip to Holmes. Holmes speeding down the floor. He almost tried to finish that off with authority. He could not, and he was fouled in the process.
Almost thought Holmes was going to take the harm here and not get the foul call, but the foul call did come, and he deserves it because that is going strong to the rack.
And that's the fourth on Kejab. So a pivotal play there. They can't get the layup on one side, and then Kejab picks up his fourth on the other end.
Well, it's just not a smart play by Kejab. He's got to understand now, because of that technical, he had 3, and so you've got to stay away from plays like that because these points are not as valuable as him being on the floor, and now he's going to be off the floor for a good period of time.
And now Degenhart will head into the game for Kejab for what, at least on the side of Kejab sitting, will likely be an extended period of time because at this point, 16:31 left to go. You have to be very careful with how you use him the rest of the way.
Well, and it's a fine line. As a player, you never want to tell your players to let up and just give somebody a layup, but you have to be smart there on the floor and know and understand your own situation with the fouls.
The Bonnies' first lead in the second half, first lead since they led 28-26. Back in half one, 6-0 run.
Back in the matchup zone, extending on the perimeter.
Acott will launch and hit. Emmanuel Acott looking back at the crowd. Gives the lead right back to the Broncos.
Well, that's about as simple and fundamental a zone offense as you can run. But it's smart because they're just spacing it out and moving the ball on the perimeter.
Welch with the answer.
Well, this battle's fun. Thursday afternoon, the crowd's flying, and both teams are executing.
Armush in the lane gets fouled on the way up. And let's see who it will be charged against. It'll be Holmes with the infraction. Great pace and energy here, the Shriners Children's Charleston Classic. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Lowe's and Pizza Hut. Order today at pizzahut.com. We've got another star-studded NBA Friday doubleheader on ESPN and the app. AD, Russell Westbrook, and the Lakers play the second game of their 5-game road trip against Jason Tatum and the Celtics at 7:30 Eastern. Then, Luka and the Mavs square off against Devin Booker, Chris Paul, and the Suns for the second time in 3 days. Our coverage starts with NBA Countdown at 7 Eastern. A great doubleheader lined up for Friday. And hey, when you have Lakers-Celtics, that's a rivalry.
I think the King may be back. He's threatening to come back. LeBron's been out for a while, but he says about 50-50. He'll be back, and the Celtics have been up and down and all around this year. Just Jason Tatum looked very good last night against Atlanta, but had no help. And the Suns have won 9 in a row, so they're playing very, very well. Chris Paul, defying age. He's still an amazing point guard. But LeBron about to be part owner of the Pittsburgh Penguins because he's a part owner of the Fenway Sports Group, who owns the Red Sox, and they're buying the Penguins. So crossing sports lines is available.
He's got a lot of irons in the fire, whether it be on the field or off. We'll see if he's on the court tomorrow night. Holmes, the kick out, open, Welch, 3.
Now that's just beautiful basketball. You know, Holmes kind of got caught in the air, didn't know where to go, but then he said, wait a minute, I've played with you for 4 years, Dominic Welch. I know you're going to slide down from that wing into the corner and make yourself available for an open 3.
6th lead change of the day. In the corner for Dutry. He's harassed. Acott, he'll launch. And hits from 3. Emmanuel Acott. He's got 19 points.
Again, Jaren Holmes right in his grill, but at 6'4", unavailable to deter the shot.
Acott tying a career high in scoring thus far. (45-44) lead. Welch way off this time.
Dominic Welch understands spacing and how to play. Watch as the ball comes in. He knows his defender slides up. He slides down. Holmes finds him for the open 3.
This game has certainly settled in after the slow start by the Broncos. 1-point lead for Boise State. They won the only other matchup between these two programs as Dutrieve with a runner misses. Armouche rebound. His shot's blocked, and it will go over to the Bonnies. Shoon is a champ.
Well, St. Bonaventure did an unbelievable job. First defending the pick and roll in the paint, keeping Armouche away from the rim, giving him a good look, and then really closing the door on the offensive rebound.
3rd block today for Oceanee. Lofton between the circles. Out is Holmes. Catch and shoot and hits. Jaren Holmes.
That's got to make Mark Smith feel good. Not just making the shot, but just the execution, the timing. Perfect half-court offense, reversing the ball, finding the open man at the top.
They rise in Charleston. Dutry. Into the lane, kick out. That 3 is missed by Degenhart, and a foul going the other way against Boise State.
Well, Degenhart a little frustrated he missed that shot. He was wide open on a driving kick. And Bonaventure really gave a lot of help on that dribble drive. Boise did a good job of finding Degenhart in the corner. He just couldn't knock it home.
That's the first on Degenhart. He'll head out. Back to it, the Bonnies up 2, 47-45.
Well, since Kejab went out with that fourth, Bonnies have played with much more confidence and kind of have gained the momentum back in this game.
Welch, shoulder shake, lost the ball. Shot clock under 10. Lofton gets to the block, his runner missing. Armush battling, has the board.
He just does a great job, Kyle Lofton, getting himself in the lane, just couldn't bring it home.
Armush rolling to the rim, player control foul call. Welch able to draw it.
Well, every coach preaches culture and buy-in. This is buy-in. 5 guys helping. Welch rotates over from the backside, steps in front of a guy they say is 240, is probably closer to 270, all muscle, but just takes one right in the chest.
That's number 2 on Armush. Lofton, as Acott claps at him. Nearly 8 minutes gone by, half 2. Tight one here from Charleston. Welch again, good again.
Good again, and they are in a rhythm in the half court. They're not only making shots, they're making them because they're in rhythm of their half court offense. The sets you run every day against no defense. They are precise and in perfect timing.
Najee Smith into Armush. Armush contested. And it will stay with the Broncos.
Well, St. Bonaventure is feeling it. This crowd is feeling it, and they're feeling it because they're running their stuff. They're accurate, defending, and just being physical on both ends. The big fella, they call Shoon in Western New York. He gives up his body. He does so many things defensively. His presence, his ability to not only block shots and take charges, but get out on the perimeter, move his feet quickly, an improved offensive player as well. The shot blocker, great timing, plays with tremendous energy, and has been struggling with a little bit of a back issue, but today looks like he is bouncy, ready to go because he has played so hard and so well on both ends.
What a tremendous defensive player he is. He was the A10 Defensive Player of the Year a season ago. And he is well on his way to being in the mix for that conversation again. Acott trying to shake Holmes. Gets it to go. Good defense by Holmes, but Acott better offense.
Jaron Holmes just threw his hands up in the air and said, what am I supposed to do? I am toe-to-toe with him. I put a hand right in his face, and he just shot right over the top.
And that's a new career high, 21. Lofton rolling and scoring to the rim.
What a pass, though, from Oshuni from the high post. You don't see that in today's game very often. The big man dropping dimes from the top.
Armush. And then the dunk by Smith. Najee Smith gets it done down low, and the lead is back to 2 for the Bonnies.
Well, this is a treat watching this game today, but this game should have been played maybe on Sunday night. This is a championship final type intensity and ability to execute on both ends.
Holmes, checked by Rice, falls to the floor, and they'll say he received some help.
Well, dropping dimes, we talked about it earlier, but the ability to drop dimes, not only that, but the ability to space the court, and that's just a simple play that they work on every day. And then St. Bonaventure gets caught ball watching on the weak side. Kyle Lofton did not see Boise flashing from the baseline behind him.
That's the first on Rice. And it looks like, oh boy. Oshuni is a little shaken up. And again, he's been struggling with a back injury. He only played 13 minutes in the win over Canisius.
You see as he goes to set that screen on Smith. Smith kind of lowers his arm or his body and catches Shun in the midsection.
Looks like he's going to stay in there. Now they are taking a look at this play.
Pretty sure that was incidental. But got a top-notch crew here today. Jeb Harkness, Tim Clockerty.
And it looked like Smith was just trying to fight through the play.
Right. Well, this game has been played at such a high level of intensity that bodies have been crashing into each other on numerous occasions, and Teddy Valentine did a good job of quickly going to the monitor, which isn't always a strength of some officials. ...
Message received. Lofton, under 10 to shoot. Drifting to the wing with 5. Can't hit. Offensive rebound, new possession. Lofton. Going at Acott. Tried to flip it inside, but it was deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with the Bonnies with only 5 seconds to shoot.
Well, Emmanuel Acott not only has given St. Bonaventure trouble, big time trouble on the offensive end, but defensively he's done a great job guarding Kyle Lofton.
Holmes almost got that tough delivery to go. He had the double clutch there. The lead still at 2 for the Bonnies. Shaver Jr. outside. Armouche. Open shooter for 3. That's no good. Spins off the rim out of the hands of Smith on the 3.
Quality possession, quality shot by Boise. Reversed the ball, found the open man, just couldn't bring it home.
Lofton. The fans rise again. Shot clock under 10. Holmes for 3, grazing the front of the rim. Acott trying to create some space, has to back out. Inside, Shaver Jr. delivers with a layup.
Shaver Jr. had 2 St. Bonaventure defenders attacking him at the rim, but found a way to squeeze it home. Great body control.
Tie game at 51. Abu Kijab with 4 fouls is at the scorer's table, set to head back in momentarily.
Emmanuel Acott will not let Kyle Lofton find any space out there on the perimeter.
Lofton has it here, now outside Welch. Down to 2. Oceanee goes up, and a great contest there leads to a shot clock violation. Well done by Boise State.
Marcus Shaver is a guy that can score. There's an array of different moves, and this time the real good body control off the top of the window.
So both teams reshuffling the deck here with personnel.
I think St. Bonaventure offensively, they need to try to get Kyle Lofton in a little bit more of some pick and roll action just to free him up a little bit, just to give him some space from Emmanuel Acott.
Shaver Jr. hangs, denied a foul. And that's Coulibaly there with the contest, but he'll pick up the foul.
Mark Schmidt not happy with this one, and that looked like Tim Clockerty gave the body signal. Pretty good help defense.
That's the first on Coulibaly. First from Shaver Jr. is through. Mark Schmidt not exactly pleased with that call.
Well, his point is that Coulibaly was backing up on the play and still got his hand on the basketball, but I did not see any body-to-body contact.
2-point lead for the Broncos. 53-51, 8 minutes even left to go. Thrown in, and a foul coming up. It'll be a 1-and-1 situation coming out of the timeout. 2-point lead for the Broncos in quarterfinal round action. Stay tuned. And now for our game track, brought to you by Dollar General. 9 lead changes, 3 ties. You mentioned the atmosphere and the feeling of this game. Both teams really locked in here throughout.
There's no doubt about it. And St. Bonaventure obviously has a little bit of a home court advantage with all their great loyal fans in the building. But Boise, they've answered every challenge this afternoon. And as we said before, they play in the Mountain West Conference. They've got an excellent coach in Leon Rice. And they've got a very good basketball team. And this Emmanuel Acott is – St. Bonaventure really has had no answer for him. He's made every move. They've made every move. They've tried to play man. They've switched up on him. They played matchup zone. They played him airtight. But with his size and his ability to handle the basketball, get into the lane, and the great court spacing that Leon Rice has established in his offense, it's very hard to defend him. He's going to take a little bit of rest here and come back in. But they've got Kijab back in the game with 4 fouls. So keep an eye on that, Derek, and see if the guards from St. Bonaventure try to attack him with 4 and see if he presents that same tough resistance that he's had the rest of the game.
Front end of a 1-and-1 by Holmes is good. Dutrieve picking up his foul.
And also keep an eye on Kyle Lofton. I'm sure his eyes are going to light up a little bit with Emmanuel Acott on the bench. And get that guy that's 6'8" off me for a few minutes. Give me a breather.
Dutrieve with the 3 fouls. Shaver Jr. whips it inside, and we will go the other way. So Shaver Jr. picks up the foul down low on the drive, and that's his 3rd.
Well, pretty much you know a couple things are given. That the Riley Center is going to be filled for every St. Bonaventure home game, and then if the ball comes in the paint, somebody's going to give up their body because they play tremendous team defense and help.
Attaway. Joined by Lofton, Coulibaly as well. Welch for 3. That's off. Acott came in on the closeout. And the possession will go over to Boise State with 7:25 left in a tie ball game.
Not sure Mark Schmidt liked that shot, although I will say I'm sure he didn't like that shot because that was a rushed attempt by Welch. It's out of their offense, but Acott was right up in his grill.
Kijab has to be careful here with the 4 fouls. Outside, Acott 3, got it again. Emmanuel Acott, 24. The career high day continues.
Both those guys played very well together. That time Kijab drew the defender in, and Acott just did a real nice job just sliding into that open slot on the right wing.
Lofton, and he gets fouled on his drive. He'll go to the line.
We watch Kijab here. He'll draw that defender in. 3 defenders are ball watching, and all Acott has to do is step up and say thank you.
Now Lofton will go to the line here, but the Bonnies without a field goal now in over 4 minutes.
When you think of Kyle Lofton and Jaron Holmes, you think of guys that can really beat you off the bounce. They're so good in transition. They're so good in the pick and roll game. But one thing from watching tape from last year and this year and today's game, you notice one thing about them. It's kind of a lost art in basketball. Their ability to move without the basketball. Mark Schmidt really has done a nice job of running some sets where they're constantly in motion. It's hard to find them, and that's what happened on that last possession. Lofton caught the ball on the move going to the rim.
56-55 after the pair of free throws by Lofton. 1-point game. Acott, or excuse me, Kijab on the drive. That's no good. Loose ball taken by Holmes.
That's why Bonnies are so tough. They will go and attack when they can in transition, but if they don't have it, they don't force it, and they get into their stuff.
Attaway creates space, gets it to fall. So that's Attaway going against Kejab with the 4 fouls. He hit the deck. No call was made. 57, 56. Bonnie's up, timeout. Boise State, lead change number 10 of the afternoon. The Bonnies up by a point with 6:03 left to go. Derek Jones and Tim Welch with you this afternoon. The Bonnies ranked 22nd in the nation as we get a look at the AP Top 25, 16 to 25. Teams are going to play you a lot harder when they know you have that number next to your name.
Well, Mark Schmidt said it yesterday. He said, we've been the hunter. We're always the underdog. We're, the little school that, no one knows about or respects. Now they've got the target. And rightfully so, and they're ready for it. You can see it today because this is a high-quality team in Boise that they're going toe-to-toe with, and you don't have to tell me what a good basketball team looks like. And all I know is there are 2 good ones sitting right in front of us playing their hearts out.
Dutry gets it back from Acott. Shot clock drifting to 10 seconds. Into Armouche.
Bonnie's in the matchup zone.
Shaver Jr. 3, high arcing, got it! Marcus Shaver Jr.
Well, that is just excellent patience, and that was an NBA type 3. That was right in front of Leon Rice with a hand in his face by Attaway.
Attaway tries to answer and does. Tie game again.
Answer this, answer that. Both teams playing excellent defense, but better offense, just being totally patient, waiting for that one little opening.
The bucket from the transfer from Miami, Ohio. Ties it up at 59. Acott. Tough jumper, missed it. Good rebound by Attaway. Attaway, 2-on-1. The feed to Welch. The layup is in.
That's turning defense into offense at its best, and a great boom by Mark Schmidt, putting the taller Dominic Welch on Acott, slowing him down, putting his hand, getting that hand in his face. That extra inch counts for something on the contest.
Bonnie's out in front again. The 3 missed by Kejab. The rebound taken by Holmes and company.
Now the veteran Lofton, he looks at his coach. They know what to do. Been together for these 4 years, played many, many games at this level in the past. They're going to run their stuff, wait for the good shot.
Oceanie outside. Welch, whoa, he traveled. He was trying to get rid of that basketball and then got caught in the air.
Well, he got caught in the air, and it wasn't really an error by Welch. It was, but it wasn't, because Boise's defense really clamped down on that possession. They took away that high post feed, they took away the backdoor cut, and they had good pressure on the basketball.
Boise State coming off of a loss to UC Irvine. Armouche tried to go up and under, and he walked. 2-point lead for the Bonnies as we go to a stop. Defense flashed by the number 22 ranked team in the country. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere. Dollar General, where you save time and money every day. And Popeye's new nuggets. They come in piece, 8-piece. St. Bonnie's and Boise State locked up in a good one here. Clemson and Temple will follow, and then the night session should be fun as well.
Well, Marquette, Shaka Smart, bringing that old havoc up to Milwaukee, and they showed some havoc the other night with a great win over Illinois at home. And old Huggy Bear down at West Virginia, he's got a good, strong team. They play really good, hard defense, as all his teams do, and really depending on how they shoot the ball from the perimeter. Next game, Clemson Temple, Big-time scorer Khalif Battle for Temple, and P.J. Hall, the ever-improving big man for Clemson.
2-point lead for St. Bonaventure. Derek Jones and Tim Welch with you. Shriners Children's Charleston Classic. The opener has been outstanding. Lofton backing off. Under 10 to shoot. Lofton gets to the elbow. One-footed jumper is good.
Wow, that's just great offense. Great patience by Lofton. They got Emmanuel Acott in a switch, so he switched off Lofton, allowed him to drive into the lane.
Down to Armouche, who throws it down.
Armouche, that is a man that is not afraid of anything at the rim.
6'10", 235. When he picks up steam, look out.
Well, that was a big difference in this last possession, though. They got Emmanuel Acott off Kyle Lofton on a ball screen on the wing. It's a big difference when he's not defending Kyle Lofton in the lane.
Dropped in down low, beautifully done. Attaway with the finish to extend the lead out to 4.
Oshuni, unbelievable passer for a big man. He just loves to drop those dimes. That time, perfect high-low action.
Shaver Jr. gets a step. Almost blocked. Armouche nearly got it to fall with the follow, but Welch gets bumped. And that leads to a whistle against Acott.
A little pick and roll action. Armouche with authority. No one's getting in the way of that. And then high-low. This is out of Mark Schmidt's playbook from the 80s. Beautiful basketball.
So Welch with an opportunity to extend this lead. The Bonnies have made 5 straight field goals to help push this lead out to 4.
Mark used to run that at Boston College and got it from the great Gary Williams back in the day. I mean, you don't see much high-low action anymore. It's all space the court, dribble handoffs, dribble drives, but St. Bonaventure really knows how to execute their half-court offense.
15 of 18 now from the line. They've done an exceptional job there. Their lead at 6, courtesy of a 10-2 run. Tim, you feel like the momentum has shifted here on the side of the Bonnies.
Well, a couple things have happened. First of all, they've tightened their defense in the half court. They have not allowed Acott a lot of room. They put Dominic Welch on him, which is not a big difference, but he's got a couple inches on Kyle Lofton and Jaron Holmes. So that length really has deterred Acott from having those open jumpers on the perimeter. And then in the half court, they've done a real good job. Just their offense now is really in a good rhythm. High level. It's like at the end of the Atlantic 10 tournament last year, they're just every time now when they're in the half court, they are getting the shot that they want.
4 players in double figures for the Bonnies. Attaway, Lofton, along with Welch and Holmes.
Well, that's why both these coaches are terrific. I mean, 15 years for Mark at St. Bonaventure and Leon 12 years. There's a reason for that. They're excellent, not only at what they do running their program, but both of them have made numerous in-game adjustments today that have benefited both teams.
Acott, D'd up by Welch. Approaching 2 minutes left to go. Dutrieve thought about shooting and then gave it up. Acott drifting over, swings it. Key jab 3, missed it. Loose ball, tracked down by Lofton.
Well, that's not really Kejab's game on the wing. He let it fly. Like Leon Rice would have liked to see him maybe drive it to the rim.
Kejab is shooting 12% from 3 heading into this game. The team as a whole, Boise State, has struggled to shoot from 3, but today, their best outing from deep this season. Armouche forces the turnover. 3-on-2. Shaver Jr. to an open Dutrieve momentarily. Great closeout by Lofton. Now a 3 by Shaver Jr. That misses. Armouche, offensive rebound with 1:13 left. Nearly thrown away, and it is thrown away. It got away from Kejab. He couldn't track it down. St. Bonnie's basketball.
Well, that's the right idea by Almers. You know what you do when you're offensive rebound, when you don't have good position to put it right back up, you turn and you look for open three-point shooters. That's usually the best way to get an open three, but he just couldn't connect with his teammate.
The Bonnies up by 6 with 1:10 left, and gonna wipe the basketball off here. The contingent from upstate New York making their presence felt throughout today. And their team is up by 6. With 1 minute left to go.
They're not going to waste any motion. They're not going to rush. They're going to get the shot that they want. Specific set. Look for a little pick and roll action, maybe to get Lofton into the lane on a mismatch.
Lofton with 5. Now over to Welch. Gets it back. Lofton 3. No good. Tipped outside and out of bounds. Boise State ball.
No, Boise State just did a terrific job not allowing anything to come into that lane. They closed off the low post. They got out and defended the pick and roll properly where they didn't have to switch and made St. Bonaventure shoot a long contested 3.
Time running out for Boise State. The block off the Acott shot. It'll stay with Boise State.
Well, again, Dominic Welch guarding Emmanuel Acott is a world of difference, and Mark Schmidt made that move about the 10-minute mark of this half, and Acott has not been able to shake free from Dominic Welch.
And Coach Schmidt wants a timeout. Up by 6, 31.3 left to go, and Tim, the defense of St. Bonaventure has been excellent here down the stretch.
Well, they're excellent on-ball defenders. They don't overextend. They put great ball pressure out on the perimeter, but their help defense is tremendous as well. They have 4 guys, 1 guy on the ball, but the other 4 are always ready to help. Their heads on a swivel, and they're moving on the pass, not on the dribble or on the catch. So they're moving in sync. So it's basically a well-coached team that have played a lot of games together that buy in that defense is just as important as offense.
For Boise State here, how do you deal with the final 31.3? You still have an opportunity.
You got to keep attacking. You have to trust your defense that they're going to get a stop and maybe try to get out and transition and attack the rim. Don't take those wild threes. I think they've got to space the court and try to get the ball in the lane and get to the rim and take it right to the rack.
31.3 left to go, 6-point lead. Boise State has made only 1 field goal in over 5 minutes. They've missed on 6 of their last 7 shots. Into Shaver Jr., Acott. Checked by Lofton. Lofton really attacking him, and that leads to a whistle. He got in the swipe there at the last minute. And that's number 4 on the senior out of Hillside, New Jersey.
It's a good move to give up the foul, not in the bonus. What happened, though, is they got Lofton out on the switch guarding Acott, so they went out and gave the foul.
20 seconds left.
They're going to give another one, I think.
Step back for Acott. Can't hit on the 3. Shaver Jr. with a rebound. And Acott is fouled with 12.9 left to go. And there you go.
And there you go. A team that is a well-oiled, well-taught machine. And they are in sync with their coaches thinking. They've got 5 coaches on the floor. I'm so impressed with their ability and their knowledge how to play the game the right way.
Kejab will try. That's blocked by Attaway with 5 seconds left to go. What a performance down the stretch here by St. Bonaventure. They close with a flourish. 67-61 over Boise State. Let's take a look at our player of the game, brought to you by Shriners Children's. What a performance by Kyle Lofton. 17 points.
Kyle Hoffman was special in a lot of ways. You know, he struggled to get open, but he never, ever got frustrated. He just stayed the course. He plays with a smile on his face. He is so rock tough. And when they needed the big plays down the stretch, he made them.
St. Bonaventure will take on the winner of our next game, Clemson versus Temple. That will be following shortly as the Owls and the Tigers lock up. And you see there the night schedule as well: Marquette, Ole Miss, Elon, and West Virginia. Once again, our final score is St. Bonaventure 67, Boise State 61. For Tim Welsh and our entire crew, I'm Derek Jones. Thanks for joining us here in Charleston. Clemson Temple up next.